Ladies and gentlemen, this time makes no celebrate the please rise in honor of America for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, Gators. Oh, wait. Hey, what's the Dominican mascot?
Dominican University, taking on the Seawolves from Sonoma State University. And I would like to introduce this evening's starters, first and designated visitors, the Penguins from Dominican. At guard, a sophomore from Moreno Valley, number 3, Christopher Williams. First sophomore from Moreno Valley, number 21, Jordan Williams. At forward, Grand Pursuit from the campus, number 24, Ezra Albert. At forward, Sanford County, Cedric Thomas. And at guard, a junior center of the number 33, Sam Averbuck. Head coach for the Penguins.
It's Averbuck, see? You said Averbuck.
Really?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, it was Averbuck.
Oh, well, you know. The Seawolves from Sonoma State University.
Hey.
At guard, senior ball handler, number 1,
That's good.
Senior crossbar, Florida, number 5, Wayne Britt. Number 10, Davidson. At forward, junior manager, number 11, Shante Clemens. And at forward, from Sacramento, number 32, Wesley Gilbert. Head coach for the Seawolves, assisted by DJ Group of Brandon Gilbert and advised by JJ Cruz.
Oh, yeah. Oh. All right, and welcome to basketball night at San Francisco State University. We got a good matchup today. We got Dominican University versus Sonoma State University. My name is Zach Priest, and I'm here with Ashley Stevens. We'll be covering the game for you guys tonight. Looks like we're just getting ready for tip-off here. Players shaking hands, getting ready. Referees coming out with the basketball now.
And conference play is starting right now for both Sonoma State and Dominican University. Dominican University played UC Davis, and you know they had two players that were in double digits along with Sonoma State. They played against Stanford University. Two tough opponents, obviously being Division I, but let's see how they both do tonight.
The Penguins with the out of bounds play there. Looks like it's going to retain possession. Got an inbounds play coming at their own hoop now. Number 33, Sam Averbuck, is going to inbound the play. Players getting in position. 0-0 ball game here. Comes the inbound play. Finds number 21 at the top of the arc. Good ball movement here by the Penguins. Shifting the momentum around the key. Trying to find a lane here. Looks like number 3's got one. Kicks it back out to 24 for 3. Misses it. Put back up by number 24. Ezra Talbert gets the bucket, 2-0. Seawolves bringing the ball up the court now. Getting a play going here. Rotating around the top of the key. Trying to find a lane here. goes baseline and gets a charging foul against the Seawolves. Dominican ball.
Offensive
Going
foul
the other
on
way.
Isaac Davidson. He's from New Zealand. He actually graduated from college in New Zealand, and he was a member of the U18 national team. So, you know, this kid's coming in from another country. He's coming in the U.S., and let's see how he develops against his players.
Yeah, really good story there. Dominican bringing the ball up now, trying to make something happen. 25, posted up, finds number 33 baseline, puts the layup in, sinks it. That's Sam Averbuck. Seawolves find themselves down by 4 early, back-to-back hoops by the Penguins. See if they can get something going here. Ball getting rotated around, posted up on the baseline, steps out of bounds. Seawolves, number 32. That is Wesley Gilbert stepping out of bounds on the baseline there, trying to get the bucket. Another lost possession by the Seawolves. Dominican bring the ball up again. Getting that nice ball movement around the top of the arc. 21 slips and falls. Gets it back out to the middle of the key, back out to the three-point. Shot taken and missed by number 25, Cedric Thomas. Brought back up by number 10 for the Seawolves, looking to drive to the hoop. Decides to kick it back out.
Jordan Williams started last season for Dominican, and he averaged 33.1 minutes a game. Obviously, he's very pivotal to this team, and you can see he's grinding out there.
Yeah. Looks like they're trying to get something going here, too. Finds baseline for an easy lay-in. It's number 11, DeShante Collins, with the bucket, bringing it within a 2-point game. Penguins looking to drive here to the hoop. Looks like a travel will be called on Dominican University. Ball going the other way. Seawolves.
State trying to gain momentum for the first time in this game, it looks like.
Yeah, they started out slow. Those first couple possessions seemed a little clunky. They had a out-of-bounds play and then a charge. But it looks like they're trying to find their groove here. Already got one bucket. Driving to the baseline, kicking it back out to the three-point arc. Driving back in again. Layup and one. Oh, they're going to call a charge on number 1 for the Seawolves. That is Amari Nicholas. Looked like a clean play there, but a charge going back the other way. Dominican ball. Bucket does not count.
Cedric Thomas, he took the charge on that one. Great defensive effort. He was actually the leading scorer against UC Davis with 17 points. He was 8 for 8 from the free throw line, and he actually had 5 blocks in the game. So obviously a pivotal player for the Penguins here.
Yeah, seems like an all-around player, both offense and defense. Bucket right there for Dominican. Makes it 6-2. Seawolves trying to get something started here. Haven't found much luck in the beginning of this game. Drives to the hoop, post up, turns around, can't make it. Rebounded by the Seawolves, put back up. Rebounded again by the Seawolves. Ball is loose. Dominican grabs it. Running a fast break up the court. Looks like 5-on-5. Gets it out to the three-point arc. Number 3 drives in, kicks it back out.
Dominican is just playing fast and hard right now. And
very fast-paced basketball.
This is nice to see because Booker T. Harris, their coach, this is his 8th season, and they're coming off of a tough season last season. So to see this effort coming out in the first game of the tournament, it's looking good for the Penguins right now.
Yeah, it seems like they're playing with something to prove here. As you can see, too, by that foul call, going up and getting a toughly contested shot. Now number 24, Ezra Talbert, is at the line for Dominican. Getting ready to take his free throws. See if he can sink them. First free throw up, and it's good. 7-2 Dominican.
Looking good for the Penguins right here.
Yeah, they just seem to be catching Sonoma off balance, and they also got a couple calls going their way in the early game with that charge. But Dominican is definitely capitalizing on their opportunities, and Talbert sinks the second, 2 of 2 so far. Looking like a full court press here from Dominican and an early aggressive strategy. Trying to put the pressure on them early, make the Seawolves trying to get them to make a play or make a mistake here so they can capitalize on it again, as they've done so well in the first few minutes of this half.
Yeah, Lewin Grant, he's a transfer actually from Columbia College. He's leading the charge for the Seawolves right now. Trying to get them on the board is 2-8. Sam Averbuck was the one who scored 16 points. He also had 5 rebounds in the contest between UC Davis. So another pivotal player for the Penguins.
Foul called there on Dominican. Looks like number 1, Amari Nicholas, will be taking free throws after this timeout. All right, so quick game so far. It looks like Dominican's been capitalizing on some mistakes by the Seawolves early, making them pay for those stepping out of bounds on the baseline, capitalized on that charge play. But what do you think so far, Ashley? Who looks better out there?
Well, I mean, it's obvious that Dominican University looks better. I mean, they're just faster. They're getting these charge calls. And you know what? They're just playing smarter. They're playing harder. And it's because they have a chip on their shoulder with something improved. Sonoma State kind of rolled in, kind of a little relaxed more than we'd like to see from them. They are a great team. So hopefully they come out of this timeout. And the head coach, Pat Fuscold, this is 25th season, by the way. So congrats to him. I mean, that is the longest current CCAA coach right now for the men's overall, not for the women's, but what do you think about having a coach that's been coaching for that long? Does the reputation help, or do you think eventually players coming in and out that he's going to lose really his voice?
Yeah, and there also are a lot of other factors as well. Referees also have careers similar to that length, so they get to know the coach. They can form their own opinions about him, good or bad. So another factor for coaching for that long. But yeah, actually a former SF State graduate as well.
Yeah, actually, he majored in kinesiology here at SF State, so shout out to our own campus.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.
All right, number 1, Amari Nicholas here taking the free throws. Sinks the first one, 8-3. Dominican.
Amari started all 29 games last year. He averaged 25.2 minutes per game with 7.9 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 5 blocks on the season. He had 15 steals, and he had a season-high 18 points against Cal State East Bay. So let's hope he gets rolling here for the Seawolves so that they can catch up. It's 4-8 right now.
Yeah, and he goes 2 for 2 for the line. That's a big help out. And then again, letting that basket up inside for the Dominican. Seawolves really letting the Penguins get inside the key and penetrate the defense, being able to get up quick layup shots and run some nice plays. So that's what's working out for the Penguins so far. Seawolves trying to get something going here out to the three-point arc.
His favorite player is LeBron James, so let's see if we get a little move here. And he gets them on the board within 4.
LaWayne Grant right there with the layup. Driving to the lane, getting to the hoop. Now we got Dominican coming up the other side. Trips and falls. Calling a timeout. Dominican now.
LaWayne Grant is actually an interesting player I'd like to highlight. Like I said, his favorite player is LeBron James, but like him, he wants to get more involved with society and with helping build education. He wants to play in Israel after he finishes with Sonoma State. He wants to start a pro training / basketball skills camp, and he wants to build his own business. So I think that's great for Grant. I mean, hopefully he can. That's the beauty when you're a college athlete, is not only do you get to play your favorite sport, but you're able to make a difference in the classroom. I think that's the most pivotal thing, is learning how to balance the two and really create, an overall person for yourself and be the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's something really amazing. You hear so many players, especially in college, they want to make it to the league, or they want to make it to the NFL, or they want to make it to the MLB. And you don't see too many, saying that they want to grow up to coach and give back to the kids. So that's a really awesome thing that Grant's got going. But play has resumed here at SF State. Dominican with the inbounds play, trying to get something going here, moving the ball around the top of the arc. Screen getting set. Clock. Oh, and they call a carry on the Penguins. Shot clock winding down there, had 7 seconds left. Looked like he was going to drive to the lane, but a carry is called. Looks like some subs for the Seawolves are coming in now. Quick check in and out. Seawolves now have an inbound play at their own hoop.
Checking in is Mason Phillips. He graduated from Shasta High, and he played in 15 games last season. He doesn't really have much depth, so again, we're hoping for a breakout season for Mason.
And as soon as he gets in the game, gets the ball right there. Shifting it around here, trying to get something going. Kick back out to the three-point arc. Driving to the lane, and no shot. Foul called on the play.
First personal, second team foul.
Armani Nicolas.
And again, it'll be Armani. Oh, it'll be on an inbounds play. It was not a shooting foul.
Our apologies.
Seawolves will now get a inbounds play at their own, or at the Dominican hoop, and see what they can do with it. Gets it out to number 11 right there. Now to the top of the key, back to Armani. Running the offense here, gets it back to number 11, running some weave plays. Ball's loose. Dominican grabs it. Penguins driving to the hoop and can't finish. Layup just off the rim. Fast break coming again for the Seawolves. Driving down court and another loose ball by number 25. 3-on-3. Fast break raining. Stopped for a 3-point. Misses it as well. Two missed shots.
Out. This hoop is not liked by the basketball.
Another foul called on Dominican here. Penguins with their third team foul in the first half.
That was actually a very fortunate break for the Seawolves that Dominican did not score on that contest. 2 steals in about a matter of 5 seconds. That's not something you want to see in the first half.
Yeah, and they were just as much steals as they were loose balls. Mason Phillips, number 25 there, back-to-back plays, just fumbling the ball and getting picked up by Dominican. But unlike the beginning of this game, Dominican couldn't capitalize on both of those mistakes. So Seawolves come out unscathed and take a shot here, miss it off the backboard. Penguins rebound, driving up the court, trying to reset the offense here, get everybody in position. Mid-range jumper from number 25 is money. That is Cedric Thomas.
Cedric Thomas, a pivotal player for the Penguins. Finally got someone on board. It's 12-6. Both teams failed to score in the past 2 minutes. You know, those timeouts coming out and, you know, errors on both sides of the ball.
Long jumper for 2, missed by the Seawolves. Rebounded again by the Seawolves, however. Kick back out. He's got a wide open 3. He decides to charge in. Baseline layup and sinks that. That was
Armani
number
not
1.
comfortable in his jumper, but hoping to get that foul call, so that hopefully that means Sonoma State remains more aggressive.
Yeah, he was looking for that foul call. Seemed like a little bit of contact, but not too much for them to blow the whistle. Dominican makes a man miss right here. Oh, the up and under with a smooth finish. That was number 21, Jordan Williams. Seawolves here trying to make something happen. Moving the ball around on offense around the 3-point arc, trying to find a lane to cut through. Seawolves post up, kick back out to the 3-point arc. Armani taking the 3, misses again. Rebounded by Dominican, taking up court. Number 21, Jordan Williams on the offense, pass it to Ezra Talbert. Back to Williams, and again kicked out to the 3-point arc. Driving on the baseline is number 3, and he's rejected at the rim by the Seawolves. Wide open shot for number 24, Ezra Talbert, and he sinks the 3-pointer. 17-8, Dominican here in the early going of the first half.
Yeah, beautiful shot by Ezra.
Seawolves trying to find a bucket here, and they can again with a mid-range jumper on the post-up. Another fast break for Dominican. Wide open 3-pointer, can't sink it. Rebound almost goes to Dominican, but the Seawolves snag it. Long football pass intercepted by number 21, Jordan Williams. Driving to the buckets, number 25, with a charge call on Dominican. Ball going the other way, Seawolves ball.
Before Dominican, Jordan Williams was a 2-time Mountain Pass League MVP, and we can see why. I mean, his effort is just unmatchable right now.
Another timeout here. Looks like Dominican is still dominating a little bit, being able to convert open shots and get some takeaways.
Yeah, 17-8. It's a fast-paced game, but again, we haven't really seen perfection yet from either team. We've seen a little bit of spark in the beginning for Dominican University, but Sonoma State has yet to just catch on fire. They have yet to gain momentum. I mean, as soon as guys start making shots and as soon as they start getting foul calls, then we're probably going to see it. But this is not the same Sonoma State team that we saw last season.
Yeah, and basketball is very much so a game of momentum, and right now Dominican is carrying a lot of that momentum through these timeouts. Seawolves, this is their second timeout, and looks like they're just trying to formulate a game plan against this powerful offense that Dominican is running against them right now. So here we go. Looks like play is resuming here at the SF State campus. 11 minutes and 32 seconds left in the first half. It is 8-17 Dominican. They will be looking to continue their offensive dominance as this timeout ends here. Yeah, it just seems that the Seawolves have been making a few more mistakes than Dominican, and Dominican's been capitalizing on them. So see if that continues or if the Seawolves can make adjustments for them. So let's see how this second half or the rest of this first half shapes out. Inbounds play for the Seawolves, running it up court. And again, number 25, Collins, for the Seawolves, can't handle the ball. Rolls out of bounds.
Just has butterfingers tonight. I mean, he's lost the ball twice now in the first quarter.
Phillips, excuse me, can't hold on to the ball there. Dominican looking to get a baseline jumper here, but kicks it back out to the three-point arc, and again back out to the three-point.
Hey, I think I can
resetting
tell
the offense here at the top of the key.
I think I can tell where Sam Averbuck's favorite corner is. He keeps going to that left corner right there as his favorite three-point spot. And if he gets hot there, Sonoma State's going to have a problem.
Nice layup there by Dominican and extends their lead 8-19. Sonoma State has a three-point. Drives in to take the mid-range jumper, bounces off the rim. No good. The Penguins on the fast break up the court, resetting the offense. Number 40 for Dominican is driving, trying to find somebody open. Stuck in the corner. Finally kicks it back out. Looks like 34 is driving, takes the mid-range jumper, and can't make that either. Rebounded by the Seawolves. Out of bounds.
Ryan Hippler with amazing, amazing defensive effort right there. He forces the turnover from Mason Phillips again, and he's a guard from Camarillo, California. So shout out to Camarillo, California. You had a great guard coming out of Liberty there.
Dominican looking to get something going here. Jab step and drive to the bucket by number 25. Fouled on the play. 2 shots coming up. That is number 25, Cedric Thomas. Already 2 for 2, I believe, on free throws.
Jordan Hickman with the foul, the transfer from Santa Rosa Junior College. He is actually from the area. He's a Dubs fan and a Niners fan.
Go Warriors. Sinks the first free throw. Extends their lead.
Sam Averbuck transferring out right there.
Looks like the Seawolves are subbing in and out here. Number 21, Kenny Olson coming in. Second free throw coming up.
Kenny Olson, the sophomore from Sacramento, California. He actually transferred from Sierra College as a freshman.
And Dominican running that full court press again. It seems pretty sporadic so far here in the first half. It seems like they are running the full court press and then not running it. So maybe it's part of the game plan there to keep the Seawolves on their toes. Seems to be working right now. Seems like they're a little bit caught off guard by it.
Seawolves are rattled right now.
Wide open three, missed by Sonoma State. Rebound by Sonoma State and a foul call on the play. Looks like it's going to be an inbounds play, not a shooting foul.
Kenny Olson immediately trying to get hot right there with the three-pointer, just missed.
So number 42, Aaron Porcel, is going to inbound for Sonoma here. Gets it out to number 10. Kick back out to the top of the three-point arc. Seawolves looking to get something started here. Driving to the bucket, pulls up for the mid-range jumper and misses. Rebounded by Dominican.
Yeah, Sonoma State has yet to get hot. That was Nick Farman, the freshman from Concordia, California, with a miss.
Number 34, Christian Fooch, is posted up in the corner right now. Better watch out for 3 seconds in the key. And that looks like what they're calling on him. Spent way too long at that bottom block there looking for somebody to pass to. Couldn't get a shot up and couldn't get a pass off either. 3 seconds in the key called on Dominican.
Great defensive effort by Isaac Davidson, the New Zealand grad right there.
And that's a tough guy to guard too. Someone who posts up at you, 6'4". Number 3, Jordan Hickman sinks it.
Trying to get Sonoma State going right now.
Seems to be their first points in the last couple minutes. Dominican went on about a 6-0 run there. Shot up by the Penguins, misses, rebounded by the Seawolves, and the player goes down for the Seawolves, but pops
Hickman
back up.
down.
Looks like a shove called on number 40 on Dominican.
Ryan
That is Ryan Hippler.
Looks like Olsen took one to the face right there.
Looks like we got another inbounds play. Coming up again, inbounding it for the Seawolves is going to be Aaron Porcel. Finds number 10, Isaac Davidson, fouled on the play. Looks like he's going to get 2 shots coming up.
I see momentum shifting right here for the Seawolves.
A couple foul calls go their way for the Seawolves, and next thing you know, you get a couple free throws going. Momentum starts to shift a little bit, so let's see if they can take it and run with it. 2 shots coming up for Isaac Davidson here. Quick release on the first one, sinks it.
Isaac Davidson from Auckland, New Zealand. He graduated from Rangitoto College Prep. Looks to sink the second free throw here.
Ezra Talbert gets subbed out for number 33, Sam Averbuck. #21, Jordan Williams taking the ball up the court. Kicks it out to the left side of the three-point arc. Number 33, Averbuck, wide open for the three-pointer, can't hit it.
Averbuck's favorite spot. He's still cold from it. I believe he's 1 for 3 tonight from the three-point line.
And that's a travel called on number 21 for the Seawolves, Kenny Olsen. Looked like he took a false step there, lifted his pivot foot, and got the penalty call.
Yeah, the guard from Sierra trying to move too quickly there.
Kick back out to number 30 by Dominican, and again swung to number 3. Sank. Christopher Williams, second. Sinks the three-pointer there.
Williams had 8 starts last year. He only averaged 7 points on the year, but it looks like he's their number 1 guy right now as in terms of the point guard position, and he's doing well.
21, Kenny Olsen there, again getting a charge called as he drives to the bucket. No basket.
Sonoma State's
Ball
just
going
not
the other
getting
way.
these calls. The ball is just not going their way right now. They're not hitting any jumpers at the moment. They've been cold from the three-point line. I don't believe they've even attempted more than 1.
Yeah, they need to get.
There for the drive.
They need to use these timeouts wisely. Both teams, and really, especially the Seawolves, and start formulating a game plan as they're down now by double digits. The 12-point deficit with 7.5 minutes left in the first half. See if they can bring it any closer before halftime. Other than that, it's going to be another 20 minutes of rough basketball. We'll see if
they're just transitioning a lot harder on offense. I mean, they're just quick. Whenever they get the ball, it's kind of Warrior style. Like, they just like to pass it around. They like to rotate players, and they like to see who's open. And whoever gets their favorite shot off is most likely going to get the ball.
Yeah, and it seems like both teams are taking advantage of their subs as well. Number 25 coming in for the Seawolves had a couple misplays that resulted in points for the Penguins. So we'll see if he continues those kind of antics into the rest of this half.
Yeah, Kenny Olsen taking that charge call, and that is the second of the game for the Seawolves in terms of charges. You switch around in offense when they go out for those layups.
Dominicans inbounding the ball now, bringing it back up court, looking to set up the offense is number 21. Jordan Williams falls down again from his knees, passes it out to number 34, and it's stolen by the Seawolves. Fast break coming up. 3-point shot, No good for number 21, Kenny Olsom again.
Kenny's trying to get hot here for the Seawolves.
Yeah, they're trying to find that stroke right now. They just can't seem to get it. Jordan Williams running the offense again at point. Three-pointer taken and missed by the Penguins.
Sam Averbuck has yet to get hot this game, and that's surprising because he was their leading scorer against UC Davis. And, you know, whenever he gets these balls, he's like Klay Thompson. He rarely takes a dribble, and it's just shot up. So looking to get hot here.
Yeah, and it seems like Averbuck is getting open. He's just not able to hit those open shots right now. So hopefully his luck will change before halftime. So we'll see how it gets going.
Keep stroking.
Pick set by Averbuck. Dribble stop by number 30, pass back out to number 3 at the top of the arc. Takes a long-range jumper and sinks it. That is number 3.
Christopher
Williams, the second.
The sophomore from Moreno Valley, California. He went to Orange Lutheran High School.
Seawolves running the offense here. Three-pointer taken and drilled by number 10 on Sonoma State, Isaac Davidson.
Christopher Williams, I'd like to highlight him for Dominican. He made all-state freshman team selection for his high school. He's a 2-time all-CIF selection and a 2-time all-Trinity.
Looks like the Seawolves got a platoon swap coming on here at the next whistle. 3 players sitting in front of the judges' table, and a 3 taken by Dominican, no good. Rebounded again by Dominican. The Penguins set up for another 3-pointer, but throw it inside baseline. Layup by number 34. Beautiful play.
Touch.
Seawolves looking to take a 3-pointer here, and it's sank again by number 10, Isaac Davidson, catching fire here in the first half. Timeout called.
Seawolves are starting to warm up.
Yeah, it looks like they're finally getting those open shots to go in, something that was not happening at the beginning of the quarter, or beginning of the half, excuse me.
It's 28-18 Dominican University, and although it's a 10-point lead, we see a little spark coming from Sonoma State, whereas, you know, these Dominicans they've got cold shots now. So the timeout being called to kind of stop momentum from shifting, and that is pivotal in basketball, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, they're looking to stop the momentum and draw some stuff up to try and cut this 10-point deficit down. Got it down from 12 points at one point, but still down by double digits.
If Dominican wants to maintain their lead, Averbuck needs to get hot.
Averbuck with the ball, passes back out to number 30. Dominican Penguins looking to get something going here. Got an open man in the corner for 3. He hesitates, passes back out. Averbuck to number 3 at the top of the arc, and it's intercepted by Isaac Davidson again, running the fast break up court. Stops at the 3-point arc and hands it off. Sonoma State rotating the offense around, trying to get everybody set. That is number 5 at the top.
Trying to slow it down a little bit for the Seawolves, trying to set up a play.
Picks being set by Sonoma. Pick and roll to number 32, who sinks it. That was Wesley Gilbert. With the
Wesley
pick and roll.
Gilbert, the 6'8" sophomore from Sacramento, California, with the points there.
Jordan Williams running the offense again, passes it out, but they call it travel on the Penguins. Ball going the other way.
Here we go.
Momentum is shifting. Let's see how this plays out for the Seawolves, if they can hold on to it and close out this first half. You can see him controlling the tempo here too, walking up court, not rushing anything, trying to get the offense set.
I think now we see the issue at the beginning of the game where Dominican, they were fast-paced, they were rolling.
Yeah.
And we see Isaac Davidson getting hot. Again, he was the one who started it with a 3-pointer from downtown.
That's 8 points in the last 45 seconds for Davidson.
And I mean, Sonoma State, they like to control the ball. They like to take their time, they like to set up plays. And Dominican, they're more fast-paced, they're ready to go. So as long as Sonoma State can maintain the momentum, maintain the control of speed.
Foul called and one for number 25, Cedric Thomas. Going to the line, see if he can convert the 3-point play.
Official time on the floor.
Official timeout. Looks like teams will be able to talk it over as the officials call timeout here. Yeah, momentum really shifting here as now they're only down by 8, the Seawolves.
They were down by 6 before that foul call there. And, Sonoma State, they really like to slow down the ball, and that is the complete opposite of what Dominican likes to do. So it's an interesting matchup to see momentum shifting and the ball going from, fast-paced passing to really slowed down, and a nice play call there from number 5 there, their guard. And Sonoma State, they just like to run the ball slower.
Yeah, I think that's the major difference between the two teams right now. Dominican's running that fast-paced offense. They're looking for fast breaks. They're looking for quick drives to the bucket. While on the other hand, the Seawolves are running a more slow-paced offense. They're bringing the ball up a little bit slower. They're trying to set up all their players, get them in position, and trying to run the perfect play. So we'll see how that continues to play out. So far, it has not worked in the Seawolves' favor. So we'll see if they can continue. See if they can pull themselves out of this hole here before halftime. Looks like
it's a nice run right now for Sonoma State. They've diminished that lead, and Dominican
exactly up at 12 at one point.
Held it. Dominican basically had them by the throats there early in the first half, and it looks like Sonoma State's controlled themselves. Nice composure. So I guess that's what you get when you have a coach who's been there for 25 years.
Exactly, and that's some of the experience he'll bring to these players as well. Been in every situation possible, so he knows exactly how to react and what to tell these players to calm them down. See if he can convert the three-point play here, and he does.
Shout out San Francisco State. Technically we bred him.
Seawolves setting up the offense here, driving baseline, kicking back out to the three-point arc. Davidson again with the jumper and hits it. Get the ball to Davidson if you're the Seawolves.
Davidson is heating up. He is hot.
Seems like he can't miss right now. And blocked at the baseline layup. Kicked back out to number 33 for Dominican, who does not make it. It was Averbuck with another miss.
Another brick from Sam. You can see frustration building for Dominican and Sam Averbuck trying to get hot. Only thing they can do is try to control the hot hand and Isaac Davidson.
Davidson with the heat check there, like a little crossover between the legs, took a jumper, bounced off the front iron, but did not sink it. Finally, it brings an end to his hot streak, but we'll see if he can keep it going. Looks like Dominican is tied up at the lower half of the key. Kick back out for Averbuck to take a three-pointer and misses again. Rebounded by Dominican, put back up, another miss, but a foul called.
He's definitely not afraid to get hot. He's definitely not afraid to take those wide open shots when he gets the chance. And so he's trying to do that for Dominican so they maintain their lead and kind of gain momentum back in this game. And that's what I would like out of my shooting guard, is to not lay off the shots. If he stays hot, they're good to go. So
yeah, it seems like he's trying to shoot his way out of a slump here. But Averbuck is, and can't seem to find it. But Dominican got 2 free throws coming up after a foul call. A little confusing on what the call was, but 2 shots coming up for Dominican. Number 25, Cedric Thomas again at the line. Dribbles and sets up, takes the shot, does not make it. It was a 1-and-1. Didn't make the first one, doesn't get the second shot. Rebounded by the Seawolves, brought back up court by number 5, Wayne Grant. Dribbling around the top of the arc, trying to find an open man. Gets it to Davidson, who takes a wide open 3 and puts it in.
Feed the hot hand. Davidson is on fire. It is 27-31.
Davidson's looking to shoot him out of the gym here in the first half. See if he can keep it going. Really cutting that lead down for him. Dominican looking to get something going. They seem a little off balance here. As Seawolves are applying the pressure, they got a man in the corner trapped. Finally breaks back out towards the top of the arc. There's a pick set. Averbuck flips it back over to number 25 at the top of the arc, who drives baseline, misses the layup, looking for a foul call. Dominican faked a full court press and then retreats as the Seawolves now have them on their heels.
Sonoma State again controlling the pace of this game. Dominican trying to get a fast break in, but great defensive effort from the Seawolves. Looks like he got away with a foul call right there.
Jumper missed by number 3 on Sonoma State, Jordan Hickman. Averbuck with the ball at the favorite spot of the arc, top left. Pass back down to the post by number 34 and Dominican. Shot no good, but a foul call. 2 free throws coming up. We got number 25, Mason Phillips, checking in for the Seawolves, and number 30, Jared Harper, checking in for the Penguins. Right after this first free throw, looks like they missed the whistle. Got to wait for the second one. First free throw coming up. Misses.
It looks like Dominican's hot hands have, froze. They're not really getting anything right now. I mean, the lead is diminished, and now Sonoma State has the momentum, and these bench players are getting in the Dominican starters' heads right now. I mean, just yelling from the bench, doing whatever they can to help the defense out, and it looks like it's working.
Yeah, as soon as Dominican gets somebody trapped in that corner by the Seawolves bench, they're all standing up, yelling at them, trying to distract them. So definitely a good tactic. It looks like Davidson for the Seawolves has the ball again, crosses a man up, but can't get baseline for the layup.
Gets it back out to his guard, Lewayne Grant.
Grant back out to Davidson for a wide open three. Sinks it. He can't miss, even with a stare down on number 21, Jordan Williams. Staring him down as he backpedals into the backcourt.
I mean, I asked you earlier how a guy from New Zealand was going to match up against these U.S. players, and it looks like he's just making us look silly over here.
It is insane, the show he's putting on right now. I think he's only missed 1 or 2 shots so far. Dominican with another miss. Fast break coming up. Lewayne Grant brings the ball up.
Down.
And that's part of his game. He slows it down, brings it up court, lets everybody get set. You can see here he's holding it at half court, making sure everybody gets into position.
Yeah, Sonoma State likes to have control. They like to have possession of time in their favor, and that reminds me a little bit of Stanford. They do the same thing, and it garners a lot of success.
No foul call there as Grant was looking for it, went up for the layup, couldn't get the call. He was double teamed there, missed the shot.
We saw heavy whistles earlier on in the game. It looks like they're just letting them play as of now.
First half winding down, now 3-2. Oh, and he sinks it. Dominican, that is number 21, Jordan Williams, as the half expires, 34-30. Dominican University is in the lead, but this is far from their 12-point lead halfway through the first half. It's now dwindled down to 4 points. So, what a game so far, huh, Ashley?
I mean, this is just so fun to watch. I mean, when we were talking about Sonoma State trying to get out of their slump, we didn't really see anything coming from bench players. We didn't see anything coming from their starters. I mean, everybody's hands seem to be cold, and then we have the transfer student coming out of nowhere. And I mean, they just kept feeding him, and that's just been in their favor. I mean, ball possession, slowing down the time, taking control, and it's all about that composure. And I mean, credit the coach. He knows what he's doing. He called timeouts when he needed to. I don't really think they ever feared when they were down by double digits. I mean, even though it was early on in the first quarter, there's a lot of ball game left, and they're proving it.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes a half here, so there definitely is plenty of time for both teams to figure something out. But so far, we've seen both teams highs and lows. Dominican started out hot. They were controlling the game. They were doing it quick. They were running fast breaks. They were looking for those open shots on the fast break and really looking to shove the ball down Sonoma State's throat. And it worked for the first couple minutes. And it just...
shout out to Sonoma State. They hosted a free skills and fundamentals clinic with the youth basketball teams from ages 9 to 12 on campus. And the players parents of the youth basketball teams had said that this is just such an amazing experience to see how the Sonoma State men's basketball team really cares about these young players and developing them. And that was probably such a big highlight for them. I mean, imagine being 12 and being invited to a university and having these boys work with you.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing that Sonoma State does, and it really gives back to the communities. It's also a great way to spread the love of basketball, and that really seems to be what they're doing at Sonoma State. Really good people out there doing great things, but so far tonight, they have been trying to hang in there, really trying to control the game offensively at a slow rate. Seems to they didn't make too many adjustments, it looked like. They didn't switch up their game plan. That's what I really liked about them, is that they stuck with it. They didn't fret as their game plan wasn't working. They just said, hey, let's stick to it. Let's keep controlling this game. Let's slow it down. Let's play Sonoma State basketball. And, I mean, in the second half of that first half, it really really worked for Sonoma State. They really slowed that game down and took control.
Yeah,
and I think
shout
that
out
caught
Coach
Dominican
Pat.
off guard a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, Dominican, when they went on their lead, and as you'd expect to be in a lead and have control of the game, you don't really. I mean, how would you believe that the other team is going to manage to keep their composure when you've got all the momentum, you've got all the ball, and no one was hot for Sonoma.
Yeah, it was definitely a slap in the face for Dominican to have control of this game and have controlled it at such a fast pace, and then all of a sudden it seems that they were losing control to a slower paced team. So I think that really threw them off. It got them on their heels late in that first half, and I think that's what caused Sonoma State to come back and bring it within 4. We'll see if they can continue. Sonoma State can continue that through the second half, take the lead. I mean, how electric was Davidson this first half?
Davidson's fun to watch.
Looks like he missed 2 shots, I think, all half. I think he went
should we call
6
him
or 7.
A splash brother at this point?
Is the long lost was it New Zealand splash brother?
Yeah, New Zealand, long lost overseas. He's the overseas splash brother, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, but yeah, we've been seeing that a lot, at least in the NBA too. International players getting more and more recognition, especially in the draft as well. And this is at the collegiate level. I hadn't heard too many stories of college players coming over to play college basketball here. I had really only heard of amateur players going into the NBA draft, not really coming over to play college basketball. But that's an amazing thing. Coming over to get a great education and play the sport he loves. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing about Sonoma State's academic program, that someone overseas would like to play at a Cal State school.
Yeah, we'll see if he can continue his electric play through the second half here. I mean, that man cannot miss right now. It seems like he's shooting into a garbage can rather than a hoop, but see how it goes. Only down by 4. It's not too bad.
To see our men's basketball team in the building. Ryan Williams, shout out to San Francisco State University's BECA department. For those of you who do not know what BECA stands for, it stands for Broadcast and Electronic Communication Arts. So right where we're sitting is where Ryan's going to be. So he's making ends meet on the court and off the court. So shout out Ryan Williams.
Yeah, we got both teams over there. Looks like SF State and the Academy of Art is going to be the second game of this matchup coming shortly after this game finishes. We will also be streaming that on this same YouTube channel, so be sure to stay tuned and watch both games because SF State will be coming up next.
Stay tuned for San Francisco State versus Academy of Art.
Yeah, but for right now, I mean, we're just looking at this game right now, and Sonoma State really brought it back from the jaws of what looked like the jaws of defeat, but snatched it back and has now brought it within 4. We'll see if they can keep controlling this slow-paced offense and, really playing their game. That's what they're doing. They're setting the offense. They're setting up their plays, making sure everybody's in position. They're not rushing it. They're not sprinting up court. But, yeah, if they can keep doing that, it looks like it's catching the Dominican off guard. So I would keep continuing that.
Yeah, for Dominican University to take over this ball game again is going to be pivotal to get players like Sam Averbuck and Cedric Thomas hot, because those are your leading scorers as of this season so far. They've only got 1 game to show for it, but you're going to have to start getting players' hands hot, and when their players are hot, when they're playing at a fast tempo, Sonoma State cannot catch up. They cannot play defense against Dominican. I mean, so Sonoma State, for them to have success, obviously they're going to have to keep the ball slowed down and keep control of the possession time.
Yeah, and Dominican seems like a few of their key players just have not been able to get hot tonight. Averbuck, one of them, consistently missing the threes right now. Can't seem to get one to go. But we know as soon as he starts getting hot, it's going to be the same thing as Davidson, just going to catch fire. So hopefully he can find it there in the second half, get a shot going, because that is a huge, crucial part of the Dominican Penguins offense, and it just isn't there tonight. They're trying to rely on driving the ball and getting to the lane. They're posting up a lot. and even a lot of those are getting blocked. So the long-range shooting brought to you by Aberbuck is just lacking right now for Dominican. We'll see if he can turn around the second half, but as of right now, it does not look good. The shooting for Dominican continues like it is right now.
Yeah, the Dominican University is going to be looking for transfer students to kind of ignite the offense with players lost from last season. They're going to be returning. Cedric Thomas is one of the players returning. Jordan Williams, we've highlighted them throughout the game, and they have been pivotal at the beginning of the first quarter. But again, Sonoma State just seems to maintain position and have taken over from there.
Yeah, it's been a great display, but we'll see how it continues through the second half. It's going to be a battle up until the end on this one. Nowhere near a blowout for either team. It's a very tightly contested game. See if Sonoma State can capture a lead for the first time in this game in the second half. They've been down the whole game, but off to a rocky start for Sonoma State. They seem to turn it around there towards the end and bring it within 4. Yeah. So see if they can continue that into the second half.
Sam Aberbuck, get hot. Dominican needs you. The coach is very fond of his three-point shooter. He says he brings a versatile presence with an excellent shooting ability to the team, and he can play all 4 positions, and he brings the experience of playing at a high-level program. So we're gonna have to. I'm ready to see this Dominican University offense ignite, and hopefully we see a good second half.
Really get going. Yeah, it was. I think it was Aberbuck went 8 for 8 on his last start.
That was Thomas.
It was Thomas. So yeah, we'll see if factors like Thomas can get involved in the second half, but looks like all right, we got some stats here for you guys. Let's look at the field goal percentage here. Looks like it's 34%.
Dominican University is 13 for 31, and obviously those 13 mostly came in the beginning of the first quarter. Sonoma State is 11 for 24 so far throughout the game, and they're heating up. Field goal percentage, Sonoma State is leading with 45.8%, and Dominican diminished at 41.9. But those are great stats so far. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and you're going to see here 4 for 7 on 3-pointers for Sonoma State in the top right, and only 2 for 12 it looks like for Dominican.
Yeah, I mean, Dominican was getting those foul calls earlier on in the game and even later on in the half, and they haven't capitalized. So if Dominican had capitalized and made their free throws, this would be a much bigger score right now.
Yeah, and Dominican's been leading, as you can see there, for 98% of the game. Only time was in those first 20 seconds, the first half. But
Sonoma State has an amazing three-point percentage with 57.1, and we all know who we can thank for that. We can thank New Zealand Davidson, man. He's just on fire.
Yeah, and I think actually all of those 4 for 7, maybe I'm wrong, but I think he made 3 or 4 there. So really running that long-range offense for the Seawolves. Looks like he can't miss right now.
See some Sonoma State return ease. Showing out for their Seawolves right here, supporting them.
Yeah, and this is the first game of the season for both teams, so they're really looking to start out good, and just get a good start on the season. But for one team, it's not going to end well.
Game for them.
Exactly. Yes, there were some exhibition games before, but as of right now, this will be the first regular season game against interdivisional team. So if they can get this divisional win, either team, it'll set them up nice. Get a nice 1-0 start to the season. But unfortunately for the other team, it's going to be an 0-1 start. Not going to be good. But looks like the teams are coming back out now to warm up. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this second half gets going. See if Dominican continues that fast-paced offense, or maybe they make a switch here. We'll see if. I mean, from what I've seen, it looks like Sonoma State wants to stick to their slow-paced game plan, even though it wasn't working for them in the beginning. Seems like they stuck with it and it really panned out. So we'll see if Dominican's made any adjustments to that, because got 2.5 minutes here left of halftime. Dominican up 34-30. For those of you just joining us, catching the second half, you are in for a treat as the Seawolves have climbed back from a 12-point deficit to be within 4 at the start of the second half. Got another 20 minutes of great basketball coming up. See if some of those key players for both teams can get going and stay hot for the Seawolves, at least. Davidson can't miss a 3 at this point. And Averbuck on Dominican can't make a 3, so we'll see if their fortunes will change or stay the same in this half.
Dominican's going to be looking at players like Lazar Jurovic, he's a 6'9" forward. He joined the team after spending the last 2 years at junior college at Santa Fe Community College in Gainesville, Florida. So it's a long ways from home. Another transfer in Harper, Jared Harper, the 6-foot guard. He's a senior from Beverly Hills, California, but he transferred from Fairfield University in Connecticut. He's bringing versatility to the wing position for the Penguins. He is originally from Los Angeles. Jared was an all-CIF player before transferring. So, I mean, the Penguins have a lot of key players, and they look to heat up against Sonoma State here.
Yes.
Lower placed offense.
For sure, yeah. Time winding down here at halftime. Players just getting a few shots up before this game gets going again. All right. And the fans are ready for the second half here at SF State's basketball gymnasium. Got a matchup between the Dominican University Penguins and the Sonoma State University Seawolves. Teams entering back onto the court now, looking like we're getting started. All right. See how this shakes up in the second half.
Armani Nicolas, who started 29 games, is going to be bouncing in the ball for the Wolves.
Seawolves bringing the ball up, shooting on the opposite hoop now. Looks like they got the same starters in as before halftime. Ball kicked out to Davidson, who is called for a double dribble. Ball going the other way, Dominican's possession.
It's not what you want to see, especially from Davidson, who had the hot hand last half.
Yeah, hopefully that call doesn't get in his head too much. Looks like he just gets burned right there.
And here
on a drive to the bucket.
go. Averbuck is starting to get heated up with that.
There you go. Yeah, he finally decided to drive in and take a jump shot, which he had been taking long-range threes and just missing them. So hopefully that layup gets him going here in the second half.
Looks like a little happier with the whistle blowing up right now.
Yeah, looks like another foul called on Dominican. Free throws coming up. This is really where Sonoma State's got to make Dominican pay for it. You know, easy way to get some points here. Sinks the first one, 31-36. We're gonna reload here, see if we can get the second one. And he does.
Armani Nicolas sinks both. The guard from Los Angeles, California. He went to Culver High School.
Dominican here, shifting the ball around the three-point arc into the corner now. Kick back out to the top of the arc. Pick is set, but the roll is not used. Kick back out again to the top of the arc, and a three-pointer taken, missed by number 21, Jordan Williams. Rebounded by number 32 and brought back up by Luane Grant for the Seawolves. Kicked out to Armani Nicolas and then again to Isaac Davidson. Back to Luane, And then again to Armani Nicholas, who drives and gets the bucket with a smooth finish. 2-point game here in the second half. And again, with that slow-paced offense, they just whittled them down until about 6 seconds left on the shot clock and drove in.
And their strategy is going to pay off when time is winding down and they have control of the ball.
Looks like a whistle is blown here. And it is Dominicans. It was an off-ball foul. Dominican will have the inbound. Looks like
Sam Averbuck bouncing the ball for the Penguins here. Again with the time saving. LaWayne Grant taking a little time tying his shoe there.
inbounds play coming for Dominican and inbounded to the top of the key. Kicked out to Averbuck, who kicks it to number 25, who throws it away into the hands of the Seawolves defense. Number 1, Armani Nicholas takes it coast to coast. Steal and the layup. Let's go,
The
Armani.
senior from Culver High School. Tie ball game, Dominican Sonoma, and this is huge for Sonoma, who started out slow. Again, that's just their race. That's just their rate of pace.
Yeah, timeout call here by Dominican. Seeing that offense just eat away at their defense, cause them to call a timeout and see if they can go back to the drawing board. So obviously what they cooked up at halftime is not working for them. See if this 30-second timeout will bring some new defensive plays or defensive strategies, or if they're just going to stick with the same strategy that's getting them scored on right now. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, Dominican, they're trying to get the balls to the right guys, and they're doing a good job, but Sonoma State has their defense is just locked down on them at this point, and they're making a lot of pivotal errors on the ball. Fortunately, that's coming from both sides of the court, but we're tied now, and this is a fun game, ladies and gentlemen.
As a hot start for Sonoma, that has brought it back to an even ball game at 36 apiece, with 18 minutes left in the second half. All right, whistle is blown, but the Seawolves do not seem to be breaking the huddle. The referee now comes over and tells them they got to get going. And they will. Looks like that same starting 5 for the Seawolves staying on the court. Haven't used a sub yet this half.
Isaac Davidson and Sam Averbuck that's a matchup I like to see. And they've been guarding each other on and off this game.
Yeah, and they're similar play styles and size, so I'm surprised they haven't matched up more against each other. Averbuck from the corner for 3. Again, can't hit. He's looking to make up for it with his hustle on the other end. Gets down there and stops the fast break. But the Seawolves kick it back out to reset the offense. He gets to the top of the key. Number 5 again, LaWayne Grant running the offense. Passing it to number 1, Armani Nicholas, who steps back and takes a three-pointer and misses. Bench was about to get hyped right there. This is a three-pointer rebounded by Dominican. And taken back up court. Referee stumbles into a Dominican player, but the ball is recovered by Dominican. Play continues. In the corner now for Dominican. Put into the post, and the layup is missed. Rebounded by number 5, LaWayne Grant, who kicks it out to Isaac Davidson for 3, and he sinks it. You get him an open look, and that man is not missing.
Steve Davidson, if all players from New Zealand are like this, I'd like to take a trip.
All right, Dominican looking to climb back into here, down by 3. They take a 3, and it's sank by number 24, Ezra Talbert. Personal friend of ours makes that 3. Sonoma State resetting the offense. Oh, and a post up with the and he misses the dunk. Crowd was going to go crazy.
Gilbert, the sophomore from Sacramento.
Charge called.
A missed dunk, but he took a call. Not that it'll make up for it, but that brings momentum back to SF State, and the ball's in their hands again.
Looks like an inbounds play coming up for Sonoma State after that charge call. And number 3 for Dominican gets subbed out. That is Christopher Williams. And number 40 gets subbed back in, Ryan Hippler. Ball brought back up to the top of the key. Driven baseline by number 5, Lorraine Grant. Toss to Isaac Davidson for the mid-range jumper, who sinks it again. I mean, at this point, you got to double team him if you're Dominican. The guy hasn't missed a shot since the first half.
He's just wide open. He's a high
exactly.
And that's Dominican's fault right now. I mean, defensively, they're not adjusting.
Yeah, they're falling asleep on him. It's the guy that's the hottest shooter on their team right now, and they're leaving him with wide open looks, and he's just going to take them all day. Fight under the basket here. Shots going up. And a heavy rejection by number 11.
Deshaunte Collins, the 6-foot junior from Antioch, California.
Some stare downs happening right now.
It's getting hot right now at the Swamp.
Crazy play right there. Couple shots went up, and the last one was rejected hard.
41-39, and this is the first time the Seawolves have held a lead over Dominican University.
Timeout called, I believe it was a referee's timeout. Try and get these players a little calmed down. It seemed to get pretty heated at that last exchange under the basket there. Nothing too serious.
I mean, I'm all for getting chirpy.
Yeah.
Makes for a better game.
All is fair in love and basketball, I think they say, so.
Who says that?
We'll see how the rest of this plays out, see if the chippiness continues, but as of right now, these two teams are trading blows here early in the second half.
I mean, this is a fun game. I'm having fun, Zach. Are you having fun?
Oh, I'm having a lot of fun, especially with this lead change now. Sonoma finally in the lead. I like to see them. I like to see that deficit evaporated.
We got a little scared there. I mean, being here for what, an hour and a half, and it looked like Sonoma State was going to get depleted there in the first quarter.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to get ran over, but they woke up a little bit and stuck to their game plan, played their basketball. The teams are coming now back onto the court, staring each other down a little bit more, sizing each other up. We'll see how this goes.
Again, shout out to Pat Fuscaldo. Change of season. Let's go, Seawolves.
Free throws coming up for number 25 on Dominican. The Cedric Thomas, who has hit all of his free throws today. And there's that broadcaster's jinx. Misses the next one.
We apologize.
Sorry about that, Cedric.
Cedric Thomas's parents,
my bad.
Who may or may not be listening. You can blame Zachary for that one.
Yeah, that was my bad. Sinks the second one, however. Back at it. Only one missed free throw so far.
That's not a bad stat.
Sonoma State bring the ball back up again with that slow entrance into half court. Dribbling up at half court is number 5, Lorraine Grant. Kicks it number 11 to Shante Collins. Back to Collins, and a kick ball violation, number 24, Ezra Talbert. Kicking the ball out of bounds there, going to stay in possession of Sonoma State on the far sideline. Number 1, Armani Nicholas, inbounding for Sonoma State. Kicks to number 5, who posts up, and bucket.
That is number 32, Wesley Gilbert.
Wow.
The 6'8" sophomore from Sacramento, California. Graduate from Lower Columbia College, excuse me.
And you gotta love Sonoma State's enthusiasm right now. I mean, their guys going up there in the post, making that bucket, taking the contact, getting the foul call, and getting the and one here.
I mean, we've highlighted their bench before. We talked about them at halftime, and I mean, they're just all in it right now, and I don't really see any enthusiasm, any excitement coming from Dominican University.
Foul on the play. Looks like number 21, Jordan Williams. 2 free throws coming up for Dominican. The referee telling him to step forward a little bit as he's taking these free throws.
First one's up.
There is the and one, and he sinks it. 3-point play there. We're all tied up here, 43-43. 15 minutes left in the second half. Sonoma State with the ball out of bounds, but stays Sonoma's ball.
Yeah, Ryan Hippler with a great defense there for the Penguins.
And that's Nicholas inbounding it for Sonoma. Looks like Grant breaks free, gets the inbound pass, drives in through the top of the arc. Foul called on the play. It's a shooting foul, or it's not a shooting foul. Looks like it's going to be an inbounds play at the bottom of the key here.
Lowen Grant, the guard, doing a great job of driving to the basket there. Sonoma State hasn't really gotten a lot of foul calls this game.
Yeah, and Grant is definitely running the offense at point guard right now. And what I like that I'm seeing out of him is that he tries to set up plays for his teammates, but if nothing's there, he just drives to the bucket and goes in for the foul. So does a pretty good job of running her.
Yeah, and that's something Dominican can pick up on, but I mean, they've got to stop leaving.
Spin move right there by number 1, Armani Nicholas. Drives to the bucket, makes the defender look silly. Wow, what a play. 45-43, Sonoma. Looked like he had the open 3 and then drives to the bucket with a flashy spin move and finish at the end. Looks like another foul called.
It's getting rowdy in here. Dominican maintains the lead at 45-43. And when things get hot, when things are rolling at a fast pace, Dominican has that advantage. I mean, they've got sharpshooters, and they know how to hold it. And there goes
Davidson, a rare miss. Hey, he had a guy on him, though. It wasn't an open shot like before. And it's sank by number 40. This is Ryan Hippler. 46-45 now, Dominican. Seawolves are running the offense, but a shoe comes off for number 5, Lowen Grant. Stops the play here to get his shoe tied.
He's got shoe issues today. It's the second time he's taken out, 5 minutes now?
Yeah, second time they've had to stop for him to tie his shoe. Double knots, Lowen. That's the way to go.
Yeah, I don't think Dominican fans like the time he's taken. 45-46, Sonoma State has maintained a 1-point lead over Dominican, and they're just going back and forth at this point.
Ball getting moved around on offense and driven to the bucket, but a foul called again on Dominican. Number 1, Amari Nicholas going to the line for 2 shots.
Sonoma State's finally getting those foul calls. They've been driving the basket this half, and it's been working out for them. Whereas in the first half, they were making a lot of mistakes, having 2 charge calls in the first 5 minutes of the game.
See if they can continue their free throw dominance here as they sink another one. Not many misses from the free throw line tonight for either team. It's really key in these kinds of close games like this. Can be the difference between
in the first half, Dominican hadn't shot the ball well from the free throw line, but this half we've seen a large improvement from both sides of the court.
Yeah. Dominican moving the ball around on offense here around the top of the arc, trying to find a way in, but a 3-pointer is taken and off the back iron, and an over the back call looks like.
Number 11, Deshaunte.
Oh, they're calling it on Sonoma. Yeah, over the back call. Number 11, Deshaunte Collins jumped way too high for that rebound, went over the back of the Dominican defender. Ball stays in Dominican possession.
And he will check out for Sonoma State.
Inbounds play coming for Dominican. Better get rid of it. 4 seconds, 5, and it's out of.
Great.
Stolen by
defense.
Sonoma, but kicked back out of bounds by Sonoma. It's lockdown defense right there.
Great defense by Jordan Hickman, the transfer from Santa Rosa Junior College.
Again with the steal off the inbounds play and another foul call. Can't seem to get the ball out of the key down here on the inbounds play for Dominican, that lockdown Sonoma defense.
I mean, it's hard to match their effort right here.
Getting the floor wiped up real quick. we appreciate you right there wiping the floor up. It's a crucial part of the game here. We don't want anybody slipping.
They're vastly underappreciated.
Exactly. Get them a raise. Everyone, come on. Just wiping up sweat here. All right. Sonoma State moving the ball around on offense. LaWayne Grant drives to the basket, kicks it out. The ball is lost by number 3, Jordan Hickman. It looks like they are calling a jump ball with possession going to Dominican. Dominican inbounding now after that jump ball.
We're going to see Sam Averbuck check in for Dominican University. Soon enough, trying to get that hot hand roll. And I mean, he's getting a pep talk from coach right now.
Driven to the basket by Dominican, but kicked back out. Drives to the bucket and gets fouled on the play. Looks like we got an inbounds play coming up here. Was a non-shooting foul.
A little frustration from the bench at Dominican University. The Penguins, they just haven't had that same chemistry that Sonoma State has had in regards to effort and, I mean, team leadership. Sonoma State, they're always riling up on the bench. They're always, they're picking each other up on the court, and we have yet to see that from.
That's great energy from Sonoma State. It really seems like Dominicans kind of exhausted themselves. I mean, after a shot like that as well. Just seems like they came out hot, they came out strong, fast, and it just did not carry over into the second half. They seem a little caught off guard by the Sonoma State team.
And the only reason it's 46-46 right now is because they got off at such a good start. They got off to a double-digit lead against Sonoma, and so far Sonoma's been able to even it out. And I mean, they don't look tired at all.
And they're just trading blows right here like two heavyweights. We got a fast break coming right here from LaWayne Grant. Throws it up and off the front iron, but kicked back out and rebounded by the Seawolves. Back to Grant at the top of the key, running the offense.
And here we go. They're slowing things down again, maintaining possession of the ball for, as long as they can, and that's going to
really running that shot clock down all the way to
really
the end.
Running it down. That's someone I'd like to see take the shot right there. Isaac Davidson.
And a shooting foul called on
They don't get the call.
Dominican. Looks like Isaac Davidson's going to go to the line after getting hacked, hit on the arm. Dominican players and coaches both visibly upset. The Dominican coach ventures onto the court to call timeout for these free throws coming up.
I mean, they do have a 2-point lead, but this is the momentum, the energy has just shifted back to back to back, and we've seen it was really fun to watch before we got into halftime how the game was just going back and forth. But now, I mean, they may have a 2-point lead, but Sonoma State has maintained the energy. They've been able to maintain the defensive skill. They've been able to drive the ball and get to the basket a lot easier than Dominican University right now. And what Dominican University, they need to see their key players get hot right now with their hands, and they need to have their shooters shoot. I mean, right so far it's just a back and forth thing, but let your players get hot. I'd like to see Cedric Thomas come out hot-handed. Have yet to see him show out yet this game.
Yeah, and what a great way to start the season as well, especially for this division. I mean, you got two good teams neck and neck right now. Leads are changing. Star players are making big plays. So we'll see if that continues here for both teams. Timeout has concluded. Both teams have broken from the huddle, and the free throws will come up shortly.
It looks like Isaac Davidson will take those 2 free throws.
Davidson taking his free throws after getting called on a shooting foul, going up for the layup, got his arm hit. Sinks the first one.
And Zach, I'd like to advise you not to say anything as far as stats go. I'd like.
No, I don't want to jinx him. Yeah, there you go. He makes it. I can keep going now. He's Dominican bringing the ball back up.
And here we go. This is the hot hand that needs to get hot. Sam Averbuck, number 33.
Yeah, Averbuck's still in there, so the coach must have a lot of confidence in him. Wide open three right here, and misses again. painful to watch at this point.
It's just a cold night, but we still have a lot of time in the half left.
Exactly. You got it just over halfway here with 11 and a half minutes left in the second half. Wayne Blunt with the fillet finish right there.
That's all you need for Sonoma State. All you need. You just need easy baskets. You need to keep the pace low. It works in favor for the Seagulls.
Yeah, that's what he does such a good job of that, trying to find the open man, but if nobody's open, he just drives to the lane and gets that quick layup in. Great way to run the offense. Kick back out for Dominican at the three-point arc. Shot taken and made. 51-50 Dominican. Lead changing like no other here in the second half as we're getting down to about 10 minutes left here. Jump shot taken by Isaac Davidson, sinks it. There he goes again. Lead change again for the Seawolves, 52-51. Now it looks like Dominican's trying to slow down the offense a little bit. Setting up more picks.
If that's by choice or
exactly.
They're just tired.
It looks a mixture of both. Here we go with an open three for Dominican. Missed. Rebounded by Isaac Davidson. Finds Wayne Grant, who drives to the hoop with a beautiful finish at the rim again.
Wayne Grant is just so pivotal to how this offense is functioning. I mean, he can go fast, he can go slow. He is the momentum changer.
Dominican right here. Shifting the ball around across the three-point arc, trying to find the open man. Looks like they got mixed up right there. Hesitation move, drives to the, and another jab step that was beautiful for the baseline layup, number 3.
Christopher Williams, I believe he's their leading scorer so far tonight. I mean, he's the only one that seems to be able to drive to the basket easily against this defense. Jump
shot by number 42 on Sonoma, misses, but kicked out of bounds by Dominican. Possession remains with Sonoma State. 2 players coming in for Dominican now. That is number 25 and number 24, excuse me. Inbounded by Sonoma State. Drives to the bucket, kicks out, and can't get it to go.
Can't get his own tip in.
Driving to the bucket and fouled. Sonoma State apparently with the reach in. Bench not liking that one bit. Seemed like a clean steal to them. Inbounds play coming up for Dominican. Number 32, Wesley Gilbert, checks in for number 3, Jordan Hickman.
Sonoma State's bench is just in sync, and that just shows how they're playing on the court right now. I mean, they just seem to be in tune with each other, and they're fun to watch right now, but
yeah, they seem to be moving as a unit, as one, really supporting each other in the good and the bad times, picking each other up when they miss a shot and celebrating each other when they sink a good one. And that just, you don't see that too much from the Dominican bench. You see a couple of guys getting into it, but
overall, not so much.
Yeah, seem a little down here, and it's a very close game. This is where it gets pivotal. Shot by LaWayne Grant, initially blocked, but rebounds his own shot and gets it back up for a layup. That's 6 points on the last 3 possessions for LaWayne Grant.
That could have been an offensive foul, I thought, called on LaWayne Grant. And so you see again at the beginning of these possessions, at the beginning of these halves, the refs are a little happy with blowing the whistle, but they kind of lay off and they let them play. I don't know if I really like them setting a tone and then kind of leaving it, but there's
foul called on Dominican.
Have about 8 minutes left in the second half. 56-53, Sonoma State holds a 3-point lead over Dominican.
2 shots coming up. This is the first one. There's a 1-and-1 there. This is the first one, doesn't get the second one. Dominican slowly bringing the ball up court this time. Number 21 moving the ball around. Kicks it out to... missed shot by Dominican there.
Number 25, Cedric Thomas, again, has yet to get hot this game.
An emphatic dunk by number 32, Wesley Gilbert.
That one.
And that got coach type. You can see him over there. And he said, let's go. Here they go. Storming onto the court to celebrate their teammate.
Timeout called by Dominican, and I can see why. Sonoma State is just electric right now.
Wow. What a half by Sonoma State so far.
Yeah. That comes from number 32, Wesley Gilbert, the 6'8" sophomore from Sacramento, California. We highlighted him earlier with a missed dunk, but he was able to get the foul call later in that possession.
He said, I'm not going to miss this one. Threw it down with authority right there. And this is really shifting in favor of Sonoma State. I mean, 5-point lead right now doesn't seem too high, but in a game that's been as close as it has, 5 points can quickly turn into 12 points here if Dominican University isn't careful. All right, timeout ends here.
We may be at the swamp, but Sonoma State's bench, they're making it seem like this is their home court advantage.
Exactly. Really, it really does feel like home court advantage for Sonoma, and I think that is a big difference. Not so much the fans, but the players. I mean, that bench is just erupting with every good play that is happening for their teammates. As we get some Swiffers out here on the court, wipe up some sweat. Just waiting to get started here. There we go. All right, ref's getting in position. So, and you can hear Sonoma State bench already clapping it up, ready to go. Hesitation move, and the up and under can't get the layup, but they said he was hitting the head. Foul called. 2 shots at the line coming up.
Christopher Williams has been that player for Dominican University. I mean, he's just been electric. He's been able to drive the ball at the basket. He comes out for those jump balls, and I mean, he's the one who's got the most energy on the court right now.
First free throw coming up, and he sinks it.
Careful.
High fives his teammates and resets for the second one. Not going to say anything about his stats, and look at that, he sinks both of them, so looks like I'll stick to that. Wayne Grant takes it up court, dumps it off to number 25, dumps it off to 42. Right here. Grant back with the ball again, has a man open in the corner, but he drives with that left hand, gets hit in the face, but no foul call. Fast break for Dominican coming up, coast to coast, gets the foul call. Number 21 for Dominican is fouled.
Christian Butch did not look like he got ball at all, but again, I mean, I don't think these refs are calling these on both ends of the court.
Yeah, it's been a little sporadic on what they are and aren't calling, but it looked like Wayne Grant right there distinctly got hit in the face, but did not get the foul call. And the first free throw is missed by Dominican.
Number 21, Jordan Williams, at the free throw line right now. He's a sophomore from Moreno Valley, California.
Sinks them both. Brought back up again by Wayne Grant. And it seems like there's been a few players for Sonoma State that have played this whole game. Grant and Isaac Davidson being both of them. 3 taken by Sonoma State and missed. Rebounded by Dominican, brought back up court. Thought about taking the 3 for a second, but dumps it off in the post, who's double teamed, and then kicked back out to the 3-point arc, and the ball is loose. But they say it went out of bounds on Sonoma State.
Great defense by Mason Phillips, who had a lot of errors in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, he was fumbling the ball around and just wasn't able to keep it in his grasp. But wow, a beautiful inbounds play ran by Dominican. Gets a wide open shot by Ezra Talbert. Great player out of Dominican. Looks like Isaac Davidson with the hesitation move and a crossover, takes the jumper and sinks it. This guy can't be touched right now, making everything.
Isaac Davidson, that hot hand is 60-58, and he is the reason why they have a lead right now.
Yeah, I think in basketball, they would say that guy is money. So.
Would they say that? Is that what they call it, Zach?
Yeah, he can't miss right now. That guy's money. An example of it, but. Dominican bringing the ball back up now. Looking to drive to the hoop. Step back and kicked out. Pump fake by number 34. Dumped off in the post. No shot. They call a foul on Isaac Davidson, it looks like. Looks like he held his arm as he went up to take the shot. Ref not too happy about that one. Davidson with his arms up can't seem to figure out why he got a foul called on him.
Ezra Talbert, the grad student from Liberty, at the free throw line right now.
See if Ezra can make these two right here. It's a 1-and-1, so he makes the first shot, gets the second shot now. That's when both teams go into bonus. They get a 1-and-1. So if you make the first shot, you get your second free throw. If you miss the first shot, they play on. So makes them both.
Thanks for the ABCs, Zach.
Looks like we had a platoon switch for Sonoma. Grant has subbed out. Isaac Davidson with the drive to the hoop. Foul called. Will the bucket count? I think they're going to say the foul was before the shot. Let's see how this goes down here. And they are. It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Davidson. And these are important free throws at this point in the game. I mean, we got 60-60 with six minutes left. And he sinks the first one, so he's going to get a chance at a second shot here. 1 point lead. I mean, they just keep trading leads here. Misses the second one, but is rebounded by Dominican and brought back up court. They missed the layup. And the
nice
hectic
ball
rebound
from 42, Aaron Porcel.
Oh, and the ball slips out of bounds.
And we
Sonoma
call
State.
that another broadcaster's jinx, ladies and gentlemen.
Great handles, and they toss it out of bounds. Dominican bringing the ball back up now. Looking to keep it going, seeing if they can get 2 points here to take the lead. Ball getting shifted around the three-point arc here from player to player. Looks like they found a seam and go in. That was Averbuck, who can't make the shot again. And they're going to say it's Sonoma State's ball. Foul called.
I mean, credit to Dominican for trying to get him open and trying to get the hot hand rolling, but he just can't seem to find a shot right now, whether it's in the key or at the three-point line. This is where time of possession is going to really fall in Sonoma State's favor if they can minimize the mistakes and make the field goals.
Exactly.
Little conference on the side for Sonoma State.
Just like number 32, Wesley Gilbert, who threw down that dunk earlier, is going to be taking the free throws now. This is the first one. Platoon swap here for Sonoma State. Seems to be the only constant here is Isaac Davidson. And we know the reason why. The man can't miss right now. Dominican working the ball around that three-point arc. Driving to the hoop now is number 25. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Ezra. Oh, and a hard fall. Ezra going down. Looks like we got an injured player, number 21 for Dominican. Jordan Williams seems to be grabbing his ankle here, maybe his Achilles. Doesn't seem to be in too much pain, but definitely a little discomfort trying to walk it off. Looks like he rolled his ankle maybe.
Yeah, things are getting physical here for Dominican and Sonoma State. I mean, it's the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, time winding down here in the second half. 15 minutes have elapsed. We now got 5 left. Wayne Grant back in the game, running that offense as he does so well. Pick set by number 32 on Sonoma. Drive to the basket. Oh, and they're going to call a charge on number 1. Armani Nicholas.
On 2 possessions here. And I mean, both teams are just trading mistakes right now.
Exactly.
And they both seem to be dwindled down. They both seem to be trying to grind it out. And I mean, this has been a physical game so far.
Averbuck trying to get something started here. Almost gets picked clean, but gets the ball off to number 25, who gets stuck, and then back to Averbuck, who sinks the floater. Game is now tied 62-62.
That's all you got to do. 62-62.
It seems like the shots Averbuck's been making tonight have been those mid-range floaters rather than the long-range three-pointers, but he keeps taking those three-pointers, so see if he can shoot his way out of the slump with 4 minutes left here.
That's just a shooter trying to get hot right there. And
yep, exactly.
He hasn't been able to find it, and there's not enough time in the game where he can really go back to it.
Or enough opportunities. Oh, and a misplay right there. No communication by Dominican. Pass was intended for number 3, Christopher Williams, but it sails clear over his head onto the bench. Now the refs are convening. Looks like number 5, Luane Grant's trying to get in there, see what's going on.
Tricky.
Now there seems to be a disagreement between number 11, Deshante Collins, and the referee on the Dominican sideline right here. We have a young fan motioning to give him a technical, but here we go. Isaac Davidson with the ball, drives to the hoop, fakes a pass, puts a mix on a man, but gets picked, and the ball falls into the hands of Dominican.
Another mistake by Sonoma State, and these are going to come back to haunt them. I mean, there's not enough time on the clock. We've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this game, and these boys are going to eventually push through.
3 defenders on the Dominican player right there. It's number 25, Cedric Thomas. He goes up for a layup and just gets rejected by 3 Sonoma State players, but a foul was called. He will get 2 free throws after this timeout. Oh, man, so how do you think this is going to end, Ashley? We got a 62-62 game, 3:34 left. Teams have been trading blows.
Are we hoping this goes overtime, or are we hoping to see, a shot at the buzzer?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to come down to a game winner. Last second shot, maybe the team takes the lead in the last 15, 20 seconds, but I don't foresee a runaway here anytime soon. Maybe some overtime will be in store. Who knows?
It's going to be a nail biter, ladies and gentlemen. And
we got a good one here at the Swamp today.
It really comes down to minimizing the mistakes here.
I know. All right, we'll see how it squares off in the last 3.5 minutes of this matchup here. First game of the season, and it is a showdown. We got 2 shots coming up here for Dominican, I believe. First one was missed.
Cedric Thomas, one of their hot hands that has yet to show up this game, again misses a field goal, and this is not the time to make mistakes again. He misses both free throws, and this is not the time to make mistakes, and I think Sonoma State,
those are crucial free throws.
Capitalizing on these missed free throws.
Hard play there. A couple players go down. Number 21, again for Dominican, that is Jordan Williams. Looks like he's re-injured that rolled ankle. He seems to be limping off a little bit, trying to shake it off, but does not look to be too comfortable out there right now. Limping hard.
Jordan Williams, who has been electric for this offense for Dominican University.
As you can see there, says I'm fine. Yeah, but as soon as the game starts, no more limp. Here we go. Running the offense again. He said, I'm not coming out of this game. I want in. Averbuck, top of the key right now, moving the ball around the three-point arc as Dominican and Sonoma State do so well. Looking to drive to the hoop, a spin move, but ball comes loose and out of bounds. Foul called on Sonoma State. Looks like Cedric Thomas is again going to have 2 shots coming up.
Cedric Thomas just needs to heat up here for Dominican.
Again, crucial free throws. Let's see if he
They're
sinks these
crucial.
ones. Does. And you can
And
see
they
right
need to-
there
they
up
need
on
to
his
take advantage.
up on his tippy toes right there, making sure he's making it. He was a little nervous on that one. Oh, misses the second one. Lead is only 1 point. Clock ticking down. 2 minutes and 54 seconds. LaWayne Grant passes off to Isaac Davidson. And
That's something
again, back to
Dominican
Grant.
University is going to have to be working on throughout the season. I mean, if they've got players who can drive to the basket and get those foul calls, and if these are going to be in their favor, they need to learn how to shoot their free throws. I mean, it's just a huge advantage. It's just a huge advantage to the team.
Yeah, free throws are crucial, especially when it gets down to crunch time like this. You've got a 1 point game, and a free throw really is the difference right now.
I mean, I said earlier that the lead, I mean, the score right now would not be the same if Sonoma State didn't start out so slow, but you could say the same exact thing for if Dominican University had made their free throws. I don't even think they're at 50% tonight.
Yeah, and it seemed that both teams were making more free throws earlier in the game, and as halftime hit and they came into the second half, it seems like they're missing a lot more now.
It is the beginning of the season, so these players are still trying to get into a game mode, into being able to last throughout the whole game.
Exactly. Pick set here. Averbuck drives to the basket for another floater, and he sinks it. He really needs to get going with that shot. Oh, and a quick steal right here by Dominican. Number 21, Jordan Williams, comes from nowhere to steal that inbounds play. The Seawolves were caught sleeping right there. Oh, and an amazing step back has LaWayne Grant off balance. Passes it to Everbuck. Pass back out to number 3 on Dominican at the top of the three-point arc. Back around to Jordan Williams. Running the offense. He's looking to drive here. He's got a lane, and he's rejected by number 3, Jordan Hickman.
Jordan Hickman did not play last season for the Seawolves, but he is just on fire defensively. The effort goes unmatched again.
Inbounds play coming here for Dominican. Number 24, Ezra, takes the shot at the buzzer and misses it. LaWayne Grant with the drive. Foul call, misses the bucket, but 2 shots coming up. And 2 crucial shots. Could tie the game here. Two shots coming up here. Misses the first one, and that is crucial. 63-65 still. Second free throw coming up. And he sinks it 64-65. Ball brought back up by number 21, Jordan Williams. Pass it back out to Ezra, number 24. Ezra at the top of the key. Passes it back to Jordan Williams. Screen is set for Williams. Screen rolls, but he passes it out to the three-point arc where it gets stolen by LaWayne Grant. Fast break, 3-on-3. Passes it to number 3, who goes in. Oh, can't get the bucket, but he gets the 2 shots at the line. Crucial free throws coming up again with 1:14 left here, 64-65.
We have yet to get Hickman on the scoreboard as of yet offensively, but again, these free throws coming down the wire. We got 1:14 left in the game. It is 64-65, leading Dominican's way.
Looks like we got a few shots coming up here, but not before a timeout. Is this?
We believe Dominican called a timeout. It's a bit confusing on the floor right now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like an official timeout. The refs are telling them to hurry up. I think it. Oh, it was a substitute that turned into a little.
Little chit chat.
Yeah, exactly. Got 2 shots coming up for.
At the end of the game.
Yeah, 2 shots here coming up for Jordan Hickman. Yeah, and coaches are really trying to take advantage of every. You only get 10 seconds with their players. You're going to use those 10 seconds and try and get some information across to them, get some tips, try and get this game secured, but looked like they were taking a little too long there. The ref had enough of it, told him to hurry up. Sinks it again to tie the game, to take the lead, it's 66-65.
The two-time
Jordan Williams here kicks the ball to number 25, and it's back to Jordan Williams, who has a beautiful up and under move at a beautiful finish, gets the bucket, 67-66. We are in the final minute here at SF State. Clock ticking down, 48-47.
If I'm Sonoma State, I am feeding Isaac Davidson.
Wide open jumper, and he sinks it. That was number 3, Jordan Hickman.
I mean, he's coming off the bench, and he's just leading it defensively. And right now, this is exactly what they needed, 68-67 Sonoma State.
Yeah, and we'll see how this pans out in the last 45 seconds. I mean, we have got a very close ball game here, 1-point game. Coaches really burned in the last couple of their timeouts here. And we'll see how these last 45 seconds go. Coming down to the wire here at SF State between the Dominican University Penguins and the Sonoma State Seawolves.
We've got 43.7 seconds left in the game. And it looks like both teams are just trying to pull everything out of them. I mean, Dominican, they looked a little bit slow coming out of the second half and coming out so hot in the first half, but they've managed to match Sonoma State, and Sonoma State has kind of fallen a little bit. So they're both trying to exert any energy left out of them, and we've got new scorers coming from both teams trying to make a difference in the game.
All right, looks like the timeout has concluded here, and the players are ready to go. Last minute of basketball coming up here. Folks are on the edge of their seat here at the Swamp.
I would be if we had any room.
As our broadcasting table is too close to us, we are not on the edge of our seats, but the fans are. Dominican looking to drive to the hoop, gets a foul call, questionable foul call here. 2 shots coming up.
I don't really like that. If they're going to be letting them play throughout the game, you might as well let them play throughout the end of as the game winds down. I mean, these boys don't know what's a foul and what's not a foul at this point.
Yeah, and the fallacy that the NBA puts out is that the refs tend to not call fouls in the last 2 minutes of the game as much to let the game play out. They don't want to really affect the momentum or anything like that. But in this case, it is not so. They are getting foul calls here with 31 seconds left. This is coming after just another foul call at the other end. Looks like Isaac Davidson checking back in for the Seawolves.
Favorite hot hand.
Might be taking a game winner here in a minute. 68-68. Got one more free throw coming up. Let's see if number 25, Cedric Thomas, can sink it to take the lead. He can. It is 69-68. 28 seconds left.
Going to kind of rush and try to get, nope, then we get a timeout.
Another timeout here by Sonoma State. Trying to talk over their game plan. They got 26 seconds left on the game clock, but 25 seconds left on the shot clock. So let's see if they try and run it down to the last second and take a shot, or if they go for something quick out the gate. I would assume it's probably going to be for a game winner because you don't want to risk Dominican getting the ball and hitting a game winner at the other end with 10 seconds left. So probably going to stall a little bit like they have all game, keep it slow, keep it around the top of the key, and then try and find a lane or a good open look for somebody to hit a shot here as time expires. Let's get down to it. 26 seconds left, 69-68 Dominican. It is Sonoma State's possession. All right, looks like number 25, Mason Phillips, is inbounding to Wayne Grant. Grant at the top of the key here, again holding the ball, trying to get everybody in position here just like we thought he would. Stalling the clock a little bit, 15-14, clock is ticking down. LaWayne looking for a post option. He barely gets that off. Risky pass there. And the pass goes back to LaWayne. He drives to the bucket, left-hand finish. He can't get it. A tip back is no good, but they call a foul. He gets one shot. Clock is still ticking. The clock was not stopped. The referees understand. But the coach for Dominican has now come onto the court to say that the clock was still running, and the refs are not liking that too much. Wow, we got a 1-and-1 coming up for number 32, Wesley Gilbert. This is crucial. Game on the line, and it comes down to free throws. Wow.
No pressure, Wesley, but this is the game.
And they probably didn't think there'd be this much drama in the first game of the season, but boy, has this been a playoff atmosphere type of game.
This is a great start to the tip-off.
Seems like both teams were real excited to get out here and play tonight, and it shows. I mean, we got a nail-biter here. Game's coming down to free throws with 1.8 seconds left. Let's see if he sinks this right here. Oh, and we got a timeout. Here we go, just to make it a little more dramatic, Got to get an extra timeout in there.
I mean, why not? Can we how else can we make this game more exciting?
Yeah, so if Wesley makes this first free throw, he will get a second free throw. And if he makes that, they'll have a 1-point lead. So basically, with both of these here, he's got a chance to win the game. If not, he can tie it or can miss the first one and lose it. See how this checks out here. It's an intense moment in this young season for both teams. Important matchup. And one team can come out on top, so we'll see. Looks like Dominican is finally breaking their huddle. Sonoma State is already on the court. Wesley Gilbert will be taking the free throws for Sonoma State. Has taken a few this game already. Shooting about 55%.
You got 3 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, okay, so they've added time now. It was at 1.8. It's now back to 3 seconds.
I don't think either team has a timeout left.
I don't think they do either. So if they get this rebound, both teams, it's going to have to be, all right, here it comes. Needs to make this first one. He does. Tie game. He's got a chance to take the lead right here. Let's see if he does it. Pressure is on. The fans are getting loud. Oh, and he misses. Got to take a shot. One. Got to take it. Oh, and it's blocked. Ball comes into the crowd. And good snag by a fan right there. Looks like we are headed to overtime here at the Swamp. Unexpected turn of events. And we will head to an overtime period. We have a score of 69-69 here after 40 minutes of play. We'll go to a 5-minute overtime. We'll go to a 5-minute overtime period and see who can take home this lead.
You know what will be interesting? A shootout consisting of free throws.
It'd be a only college rule. If you go more than 2 overtimes, it'd have to be a shootout with just free throws. See who really wants to win this game.
That's probably every coach's hell.
Right. Teams just getting a chance here to talk over their strategy going into OT. So it looks like we are going to get this overtime period started.
Wake it up.
Teams are breaking the huddles now, getting ready for this overtime period. 5 minutes of extra basketball here.
What's better than 5 minutes extra basketball? I mean, these teams are going at it.
I can't think of much more better stuff on this Friday night other than free basketball here at the gym.
69-69.
All right, tip-off coming here. Let's see how it goes. And it's won by Sonoma State. Isaac Davidson with the ball. Kicks it out to Wayne Grant.
Jordan Hickman staying in the game. I mean, he's got fresh legs. He's been on the bench most of the game, and he's helped Sonoma State.
Ball stripped away.
Momentum. Jordan Williams. He averaged 33.1 minutes last season with 8.7 points, 4 assists, and almost 3 rebounds per game.
Shot made by number 33.
He shot at a staggering 41.2% from the field. Unfortunately, 29.9% from the arc, but looking to build upon that this season.
Wayne Grant takes a 3, first one of the game, and he misses just right. Rebounded by Dominican. They will slowly bring the ball back up. Looks like number 21, Jordan Williams, running that offense again at point guard. Flips it out to number 3, Christopher Williams, who kicks it to Averbuck at the top of the key.
Here's their hot hand. Let's see if he goes for a 3.
Averbuck going in, but he calls a carry. Averbuck not too happy at himself.
It's just not a good game for him, but he needs to maintain his composure and stick it out on D.
Inbounds play coming here for Sonoma State. 71-69 with 3 minutes and 50 seconds here left in overtime. Ball getting moved around at the top of the three-point arc, and it looks like we got a little mix-up here. Foul is called on Dominican, 21. Coach for Dominican is not happy about that call.
69-71, Dominican, and
Free throws coming up again. Crucial part.
this might as well be a free throw shootout since, I mean, these refs are so happy with these whistles over here.
You can see right here, number 21, Jordan Williams, talking to the referee, asking him how that was a foul and what he can do to not get called on that again. But makes them both. It is a tie game. And the one player they want at the free throw line when it matters was there, number 10, Isaac Davidson. Playing lockdown defense right now on Averbuck. The matchup we've been wanting to see all night at the top of the three-point arc. Averbuck and Isaac.
Exactly.
Shot goes up for Dominican, but they are called for a foul. Sonoma State will send them to the line. Got 2 shots coming up.
Cedric Thomas. He and Sam just have failed to get hot this game, and
Sinks the first free throw.
although they're able to get to the basket, I mean, if these guys had sunk their shots earlier on in the second half, then we probably wouldn't be in overtime.
Sinks the second one, 73-71. Ball taken up court by Sonoma State. Again, it's Wayne Grant looking to set this offense up.
He's really good at slowing the offense down, trying to see what he likes. Speeding his hot hand over there. And Davidson.
Yeah, trying to get that ball in the hands of Davidson. Number 32 for Sonoma State drives to the bucket and gets it snatched from his grasp by number 34, Christian Fuchs, who laughs on the way back down court. 2 minutes and 45 seconds now left in overtime. It is 73-71, Dominican University. They try to drive, kick it back out to Averbuck, who drives again and takes an air ball floater. The shot clock's expiring. 3, 2. They get a shot up, but it's no good, and the ball almost goes out of bounds, but he gets it off.
Nice save by number 11, Deshaun.
From my angle right here, he was not out of bounds, but the Dominican bench erupts as they thought that should have been called out of bounds. Gets that ball off just in time before his feet plant out of bounds. Grant now gets it to Davidson, who flips it to Collins, who flips it back to Grant. Grant looking to drive with his left hand again. Off the backboard, can't get it.
Sonoma State just missing these easy layups. They haven't been able to drive and take advantage in the key. Dominican has figured it out, so they're probably going to have to take some shots outside.
A fierce drive from number 21 on Dominican, rebounded by Isaac Davidson, who looks to drive to the hoop. He pulls up, gets the ball stripped. It's a loose ball. 34 on a fast break now. Almost missed the dunk, gets the layup.
driving up for a dunk, and he may have gotten the point, but I am so underwhelmed right now.
I mean, he tried. We got to give it to him. He tried for the dunk, but if he would have missed that, I mean, it would have been crucial. Those are nails in the coffins right now. You got to take a free or a layup and make sure you get that in.
I mean, everyone in the stands has been kind of laughing it off, but kind of takes a little bit of the tension away. It's 71-75.
Yeah.
Dominican's trying to pull away here.
If he misses that, it's crucial.
And embarrassing.
It's true. Looks like Sonoma State is driving to the basket with a spin move up and under, and they can't finish again.
Sonoma State just keeps trying to get to the basket, and they're trying to get points in the paint, but I don't see why if they haven't been able to outsmart the guys in the paint on defense for Dominican.
And Sonoma State is playing with some fire right now as number 11, Deshante Collins, is livid out on the court. And they teched him up. Free throws coming. Deshante Collins gets teched up, and he's reeling off still right now. Teammates are trying to get him to calm down. Refs are not too happy with him.
He's pivotal for the Seawolves on defense, so if one of his teammates can help him out, get him calmed down, then hopefully he can stay in for these last 59 seconds. It is a 2-possession game right now, so once the Seawolves get this ball, they're going to have to get a shot up quick, get back on defense.
2 for 1 here. Sinks them both. It is now a 6-point game. That's 2 3-pointers. They got to get down, get it to Isaac Davidson so he can take one of those threes.
They've been driving to the basket. It's going to be something they're going to be looking at back on tape for next game.
Another miss by Sonoma State.
Mason Phillips.
As time starts to expire. Dominican switching the ball around, and a reach-in foul called as, again, Jordan Williams comes up limping. I mean, this guy does not have any quit in him. He's been playing on a bad ankle since halftime and just running this offense and recaptures the lead here in overtime.
6-point lead for Dominican with 28.5 seconds left, and all Sonoma State can do right here is foul.
See how he fares with these free throws. Really just needs to make 1 of 2 to really seal this game with 28 seconds left here in overtime. Doesn't seem too hopeful for Sonoma State, as they have seen victory slip through their fingers tonight.
Jordan Williams is making these free throws hobbling on one ankle, and I mean, he's got to offer some advice to the rest of the players on his team because they have not done it tonight as far as field goal percentage goes on the free-point line.
Synced them both there, and this game is pretty much over for Sonoma State as they are down by 8 here in overtime, and a ball again kicked out of bounds, but it stays Sonoma's possession with 19.4 seconds left.
If I'm Sonoma, I'm just letting it roll off the tips of my fingers at the 3-point line. I mean, I'm taking shots up at the arc. This game is not going to be in your possession.
Sonoma State inbounding it, and they take a 3. It's no good. It's 15 seconds left now. Jump ball.
I mean, what are we seeing out of the effort here from Dominican University, having the lead in the first half and really starting out really hot, but kind of slowing down in the second half because they exerted most of their energy. I mean, it is the beginning of the season, and guys are going to start getting in better shape. But what do you think out of the effort of Dominican players so far?
I definitely saw some ups and downs from Dominican. I mean, it was a hot start, and then there was a lull, and then they finished strong. So I think if they can work on that middle part of the game, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with this season for the rest of the conference. But overall, great game by both teams. Dominican comes out on top 79-71 as time expires in overtime. Great matchup.
I'm Ashley Stevens. Thanks for tuning in.
And I'm Zach Priest, and we will see you later, Gators. Have a great rest of your
See
night.
you later.